We'll turn off the Twitch one and stream here. Wait. Oh, this one's not rating into it. There we go. Okay, and I'll see you guys in just a little bit. See you later. See you guys tonight. And then let me hop on this thing. Pop. Okay, so TikTok is off. Twitch is off, I think. YouTube is off. And now I can fire up Limbus Company. Oh, I'm exhausted. That was a whole ordeal. But you know, next week the schedule will return to some form of normalcy, and I think that'll be good. Limbus Company.
해가 내 얼굴을 물끄러미 바라보고 있어. 눈을 감아도 마찬가지요.
Oh yeah, my thing is full.
해가 내 얼굴을 물끄러미
Where is it? Did I do my rolls? I did. I heard that the new stuff is pretty good. I heard Kanto 6 was like really, really good. So I'm looking forward to it. I love heavy drama. As our voyage on the Great Lakes extends, the list of things keeps you entertained grows smaller. In a way, it sounds like a serious problem, but stories to tell? No, for the 13th time, so you're repeating the exact same phrase that many times is a talent. If it could be called that. If you're having trouble recalling what you said moments ago, it says you repeated that phrase 28 times to be precise. At 30, I was planning to verify if she had suffered any damages to her occipital region. I get it, I'm just that bored, okay? There's nothing to do anymore. I'm tired of playing the same game of backgammon again and again. Good, I've got a job for you then. How about you start feeding the seagull on time for once? Somehow it became my responsibility after all of you got tired of taking care of it. Yeah, we're going to have to let the seagull go once we're out of the Great Lakes anyways. Why'd you even let yourself get attached to it? Just look at her. The way she looks at you. Those woeful eyes. What, your average seagull eyes? I was abundantly clear that sinners were starting to slowly expire from sheer boredom. Well, it's not really a problem that has a solution. It had zero interesting stories to tell, considering that an amnesiac, so all I could do was sit here and watch the sinners suffer. Putting them through the daily trials of the mirror dungeon wasn't the most exciting activity either. Speaking of which, Heathcliff appears to be the one least affected by this mess. Well, not that he was all calm and aloof, that is. I'd say he's anxious. Virgilius. The dramatic boom. A frosty silence descended upon the sinners, and the source of the frost was an inexplicable event that played out before their eyes. This must be a side effect of the consultations. Maybe we should call the sense of self-preservation loss syndrome or something like that. SOSPLS. It's not a Ryoshi thing. Hi Dongrong, Violet, say Nuki Gloom. Good to see you guys. Heathcliff. Shut your traps, I ain't mad. And my sense of self-preservation is just fine. Impressive. I really found myself surprised in the series of misadventures so far. It's one of those rare occasions. Speak, what is your business? It's the, our next destination is T Corp in it. Do you really want me to answer that? You know what I'm talking about. Patience, Heathcliff. Though it seems to be a virtue that most of you lack. If everything is going according to the flow, you'll make it to your appointment on time. Since I had no context for any of that, all I could do was sit there and watch as Heathcliff scratched the back of his head. I'm still out of the loop, but Heathcliff must really be anxious about something if he's willing to talk to Virgilius first. After all that, that's not. What else could possibly be more important than the appointment? Wait. Heathcliff turned around to face us. Boy, any of you got any history with T Corp? Show of hands now. I think Donkey does, right? I have in a way. I resided in that place once. Right, but we already did you, didn't we? Then yeah, soon it'll be. But we're in the middle of this mad lake. Or Clockhead, what's today's date? How would I know? Can't you tell the date? You've got a clock for a head. But clocks and calendars are different things. That was your 13th sigh today. Keep doing that, you might just huff and puff our boat to pieces. Your turn's coming up, isn't it? And whatever it is that awaits you there, you're going to have to prepare yourself for it. Yeah, I suppose that there's no use hiding it anymore. Alright, so to summarize, Heathcliff's starting to feel like his turn's coming up, now that Ishmael's had her turn in the ringer. And he's got a good reason to believe that, because Virgilius handed him something in their last consultation that affirmed his suspicions. And according to that something, he'll need some fancy clothes and whatnot to refine his look before we get to T Corp. But we're still so far from escaping the lake. You're starting to feel restless, isn't that right? Right on, so... Yeah, so there's not much you can do about that before we hit solid ground, is there? Oh, come on, Heath. That's it. Don't you worry. I can finally help you with that as soon as we find land, okay? We don't even know how far away from land we are. Dante, we've reached the end of the scheduled work period for the Sinners. I hereby confirm today's close of business for the Sinners. I reflexively said my usual routine piece as the light alarm played. Man, that wasn't even a big deal then. Yawn. I was hoping to see an act of dramatic bloodshed for once. At least he wasn't trying to stir up trouble for once. The Sinners each got up from their seats, yawned, stretched, and one by one disappeared into the back door. But Clockhead, didn't know you knocked your wits off along with your head. But Gregor isn't completely wrong, is he? Can you even mince words at this point? Ugh. What's your opinion on Don Quixote change? Anytime since I asked her, still not a fan of her. I mean, like, she's become less problematic, so I do like that about her. I think she's spirited, she's funny, she's definitely an interesting character, and I'm definitely curious to know more about her. She's become less problematic, which is great. Yeah, I would evaluate her as a little bit higher in the tiers. It's not like she's not like randomly attacking in K Corp. Like when that happened, I was like, okay, my evaluation of you dropped super hard. Whatever just happened there, it just kind of happened, you know. I was left alone in the ship's cabin, sitting awkwardly next to several crestfallen Heathcliff. Oh, she's back. Sir Heathcliff, what are you doing here, little girl? Run along, go. Go gush about the high and mighty fixers of T Corp. Shall have plenty of time for that later. Yet thou shalt do well to treat me well, Sir Heathcliff. Don Quixote wore a confident smile. She gingerly walked over presently and temporarily took a chair and seat, and whispered over ever so silent, forsooth, I devised a splendid plan for thee. Okay. There's no combat here. So what's the splendid plan of yours? I don't think there were words in this world expressive enough to describe that look on Heathcliff's face. It was certain that he had very scant expectations of Don Quixote and her plans, but there was this sliver of hope in his face that just maybe Don Quixote might rise to the occasion for once. It was unclear whether Heathcliff's internal struggle mattered much to Don Quixote. However, she began excitedly describing her plan. Didst thou, Sir Heathcliff, ever hear the tale of the ancient and legendary fixer of Devat's association, the Red Sack? The Red what? Like Virgilius? It's said that the legendary Red Sack carried out his deliveries, no matter how terrible the terrain or how arduous the journey, to all corners of the city, and with him was his sidekick, Reindeer Man. Forsooth, his magnificence had given way to gratuitous gifts for children of the city that he deemed to be kind. 'Tis but common knowledge, Sir Heathcliff. He appeareth on the front cover of the Fixer's Monthly every winter. I believe the reindeer was an abnormality, right? Also, Hikaru, if you didn't see on Twitch, I'm on 417. I haven't been playing it much. Oh, okay. Okay, well, you have a long way to go, because I believe there's 53 some... There's like 55 or something in that one. What makes you think I ever read rags like that? Fee to thee. Rags thou sayeth, Manager Esquire. Surely thou hast heard of this magnificent publication. I didn't really feel the need to spell it out for her. So none of thee has subscribed to it then. My words fell on deaf ears. Anyhow, what matters to thee, Sir Heathcliff, is that thou endeavourest to make thyself more presentable than anyone else for this occasion, is it not? Marry, good sir, a costume most befitting that occasion would be those of the red sack and his sidekick Reindeer Man. Well, like those ridiculous fixer del artisted... What? 'Tis not ridiculous, fee. Thou hast not even deigned to indulge mine, only wish that we would cosplay fixers del Tarsier Ardient together. Thou hast not even given it a chance. Indeed, speak not on a matter thou know not about. With all that talk of a splendid plan, I thought you were actually going somewhere, but it all comes around to that fixer nonsense again. Don't even have the energy to beat the sense into you. I'll get to it later. 5 honest hits to the noggin should do it. When the sliver of hope on Heathcliff's face was beginning to rapidly fade, prithee thee share thy thoughts about fixers that we have laid our eyes upon thus far. Embarrassing were they? Remember, were they not fancy, impeccably dressed? Close not thy eyes and heart. Speak. Absolutely embarrassing sods, yeah. That spandex bloke from T Corp looked like he leaped right out of a circus. Nay, Lord Siegfried was not embarrassing. I say that his outfit was rather dashing, wouldn't you agree? Allow me to explain to thee the materials of the fabric, so that thy understanding. Well, Lord Siegfried is a special outlier, mayhaps, but dost thou agree that most fixers are rather well dressed and wore honor upon their sleeves? Honor upon their what? I don't know what about that, but I suppose they were quite posh. Exactly. Follow thee, I and thou shall see thyself dressed as impeccably and impressively as the fixers are. Is that right? Sod it. I know all about clothes. I know nothing about all clothes or making myself look fancy. Right, so let's say I go along with your plan. Where are we going to get them clothes? Honestly, everyone was right. Where are we even going to pick up clothes in the middle of the lake? Aha! Yeah, I have thought of that as well. Recall the events of yesterday, the sirens that echoed across this bus. Dost thou remember? Now that I think about it, there was a siren yesterday. It went off not long before I announced to close business of the day. But Faust said that the backdoor volatility wasn't anything for us to worry about. Yeah, I was curious. How indeed doth Faust determine which volatility is useful and which is not? Thus, as we were all crowded around the back door, preoccupied with returning to their respective quarters, I secretly and stealthily availed myself the chance to glance at the screen. So you took a peep at the screen. You know how to read those complex symbols? Nay, I myself had little hope of recognizing them. Yet when I looked into them, I could very easily tell what the particular symbols on the device indicated. Rudolph of the Sleigh? Yeah, that's what it was, from Lobotomy Corp. Rip to those two, I missed them as well. Forsooth, those were symbols of the red sack and the reindeer man, and next to them was a symbol indicating posh outfits. No, it can't be that simple. Yeah, no, it can't be that simple. I agree with Heathcliff. However, Don Quixote remained enthusiastic as ever, as though she was already expecting him to say that. Dost thou know? Every so often, certain symbols appear on numerous parts of the door, numerous doors past the back door. Every respite, every passing glance, I made sure to watch them carefully. And 'twas yesterday when I was in the corridor, I spied myself the exact door with the exact same symbol that I witnessed on the screen. 'Tis my nature as an adventurer, Manager Esquire, mine inability to quell the burning adventurous spirit, I prostrate before thee. Know that I have taken the sneakiest of peeks. Marry 'twas not too foolhardy. I've only taken a small peek. And if I told thee what I had witnessed from within, that all my deduction predictions have been proven true, could thee find within thyself compassion to spare my soul? You absolute muppet. Why in the bloody hell do you keep doing what everyone tells you not to? This donkey, dude. That's what I'm saying. She's not like messing things up, but she's a troublemaker. Remember when Heathcliff ignored all the warnings and went to the restricted area past the corridor we were not allowed to use? We almost lost Heathcliff that day. It was a tad different this time, however. Back then, Heathcliff had no idea what was beyond that door. And this time we do. I suggested they would call everyone over to explore that place. Nay, the three of us will be more than sufficient to handle the task. All tales begin with a party of three, indeed. No way. That's a Don Quixote reference. You're just scared of the consultation, aren't you? I have nary a clue as to what you may be referring to. The answer to the predicament was right there. Tell them that it's too dangerous to shove them back into respective rooms to rest up for tomorrow. Manager Esquire, that zone indeed. It appeared to be a place most peaceful to mine eyes. 'Tis a simple task, is it not? All that we have to do is seek to enter there and avail ourselves of a few sets of clothes for Heathcliff. It's obvious that Don Quixote wasn't helping Heathcliff out of the kindness of her heart. Maybe she hungered for an adventure, or maybe she thought that she might be doing something of a cosplay of a fixer so she admired. But if we can find Heathcliff some nice clothes to put his heart at ease, then maybe I can do something about this before things get out of control, like it did last time when it just let the sinner's anxiety stew and exacerbate. Fine, but were we turning around at the first sign of danger? Come on, you were willing to do it if it meant picking up some clothes. Well, I suppose we'll be okay with the clockhead with us. Well said. Then let us reconvene tonight before Manager Esquire's quarters. I shall knock in the following rhythm. Knock, 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 knock. Then thou shalt whisper a secret code to tell which then I shall just get to sleep. We agreed on first time. Okay. You know what? I won't say no to the free lunacy. Oh. They really meant it was just going to be us three. A dark, silent night, all are sound asleep. Thus we assemble. This better be worth the trouble. Be worth every trouble. Now come hither. Past the door through the window, the symbols Don Quixote mentioned shimmered. Symbols that seemed to indicate a sack, a wrap present, and what appeared to represent fancy clothes. So they're the sack and the reindeer man symbols. Precisely. Right, I think you're the expert with these things. I'm going in. Before I even had a chance to stop, Heathcliff barged into the door. Found herself suddenly tried by the sheer favor. Oh ho! Found ourselves in a rather sizable room. This place was decorated with numerous Christmas-themed ornaments. Warm, cozy lighting reflected on the wooden flooring, and amazing conveyor belts were installed all over the place. This place is a factory? Quite. And what are those things? Those little children like... Oh! The little figures didn't exactly look like children. They all froze for a moment before turning in our direction. They weren't human. I have already paralyzed with these fellows. What happened to the sneak peek? A small but larger than those around it figure scurried over towards us. Oh, Lady Don Quixote, you finally graced us with your presence once again, Numa. And just as you did before, poof, appearing from the most unexpected places again, Numa. Who's this Don Quixote? The one who should grant us the most wonderful gifts indeed. He rubbed his hands, or what I assumed his hands to be, together, looked at us and started. Pleasure to make your acquaintance, Numa. You must be Lady Don Quixote's friend, Numa. My name is Dodoru, a gnome who works at this gift factory, Oma. And why, of course, I make gifts here, Oma. A gnome? Indeed, a gnome. It's supposed to be obvious. What are gnomes anyways? So they're not humans, right? Yeah, these fellows are not humans. They're gnomes. And, of course, not human gnomes. Didn't think non-humans were allowed in the city. They're not abnormalities or distortions either. There's something else. This city, I knew it. Well, why does it matter if they're not humans? What truly matters is the heart with which they commit themselves to the work, that is. Of course, you're absolutely right, my lady. Why didn't that Dodoru's gnome say something weird about the city just now? So that wasn't just me, right? Well, it cut into our conversation. Do the friends of Lady Don Quixote wish for any presents, Uma? Say we have fancy clothes and powerful weapons or delicious cookies. Fancy clothes? You really have them? Looks like we got a winner, Uma. Well, then please this way. The gnome says something about introducing us to the reception hall and led us to a certain room. Seems like the store space. Behold, there's a warm fireplace and a table of cozy place. What could we possibly ask for? And we have some delicious refreshments ready for you as well. Please wait a moment. I'll be right back with the gifts you want. He's like... What the heck? The gnome bowed, opened the door, and scuttled out of the room. Are reception halls usually this barren? I'd never been in one before, so I had no idea if this was supposed to look like. I had to ask. especially because it was starting to get pretty obvious, even with my rather limited experience, that there's something off about this whole situation. I've once heard of a rumor about this kind of decor has been eye-catching in the years. I'm gonna hop off now. See you later, Noogie! Yeah, I've heard that too. Apparently it's popular for some blokes to just deliberately leave their stuff lying around in some half-finished looking buildings. Still, thy heart manager, Esquire, I shall personally be responsible for this expedition and claim ourselves shiny gifts. If push comes to shoves, I can nab some of these. I saw them packing something shiny, expensive looking stuff over there. No thievery this time, Heathcliff. Has the incident with the hair coupons already left thy mind? Aw, blimey. Fine. Heathcliff was as foul-mouthed as always, but it was evident from his relaxed expression that his anxiety was starting to ease. Maybe the fact that we're here about to find what we're looking for was a comforting thought. Is it that important for you to dress well for this occasion? Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. A rather delicate but gently smoldering hearth, calm silent air, a perfect atmosphere to bring up uncomfortable subjects for some honest heart-to-heart. Or is it someone waiting for you there, someone who you'd like to dress up for? Well, I suppose you're not completely wrong. Oh, a secret, is it? Excitedly and loudly dragged her chair close up to Heathcliff. I have to go back as a successful man, as someone of great worth, so that they'll know that I've changed, that I'm no longer that witless brigand Heathcliff. That's why I have to dress posh when I return to appear like a man of quality. Is this one going to be like a love story? Who has someone stoked the fire of the envy in thy stomach? Is this about revenge, like Ishmael? Revenge? Heathcliff leaned back on his chair. It creaked as he gently rocked back and forth. There was a look of deep introspection on his face, which was, if my memory serves me right, at first. Well, I suppose you could call it revenge, but what I really want to do is make her regret. Yeah, that's what this is. I'll show them. I'll trample over those bastards who thought it wasn't worth shit. So that she'll regret not choosing me. So that she'll feel the regret down to the deepest reaches of her heart. I'll prove to Kathy that this was no better man for her than I. Kathy. Heathcliff's eyes trembled a little when he speaks her name. He's mentioned that name before. His eyes trembled then too. This Kathy must be someone pretty important to you. Of course, bloody important. So what happened between the two of you, between you and Kathy? Catherine to be exact, and I call her Kathy. It's a long and complicated story. Allow my intuition to speak for thee. This Kathy must be thy lover, is she not? No, it's nothing like that. Okay, maybe a little. No way! I'm excited. I love a good love story. While his disposition was brusque as always, I could clearly see that he couldn't stop himself from smiling from the mere mention of her name. And that gave me more than enough answers. Wait, Dong Rong. Is Clear All Kathy the same Kathy? Every sinner had a reason for joining Limbus Company, so maybe Heathcliff joined Limbus Company for this Kathy person. Makes me wonder what kind of person she might be, though. Someone that special, that precious to Heathcliff. Don't be so overdramatic. That ain't me. Now, I do this out of obligations as a manager, but I'm starting to think I want to help you out, so that you could be the best man you can be for her. Indeed, we shall all be. People of quality. Door opened at the very moment. It wasn't the reception hall door. That one was made out of wood, and wouldn't make the sound that I just heard. This sound came over there, away from us, from a dark corner of the room. Then we heard sounds of metal scraping against the wood. It was accompanied by a howling blizzard. So those were sleigh marks, huh? This huge sleigh made its way across the wooden floor on the marks that were already on the floorboards. It was flanked by several gnomes. The sleigh was red, and the sacks in it were either black or red. But they were all... Hello, we've got our next batch of ingredients. Right, come here. Come, friends, just think about the looks on our friends' faces when they open their presents. It's all worth it, of course. All worth it. Here. These gnomes are kind of cute. The gaggles of the gnomes who were walking our direction as they chattered and gossiped froze the place upon noticing us. Quit lollygagging. Quit trying to come help us out. We've got a lot to process. Besides, we brought some live ones this time. I think I saw some of the sacks on the sleigh move. No, they were thrashing, like something was trying to escape. What's the matter with you? These are hardworking. Hello, Soda. Help get me out. What a joyous day. This one's a fresh one. Did Manager Dodo bring one? How'd they manage to bring in humans so fresh? So all along the factory has been. Hearing voices from the door in the room, Don Quixote stood there flabbergasted. Totoro's done a blunder. That slave wasn't supposed to be coming here. Not to worry, just a little game between us gnomes. Master Totoro. Totoro's listening. Tell me the contents of those sacks. Raw materials for presents, of course. Besides, Lady Don Quixote, Totoro's prepared those fancy clothes for you and your friends to wear. Why don't we head right out to wear? What raw materials are they? Dodo's tired of lies, human ones, humans like you. You lie. What did I say about using the storage room? I told you this one was off limits. What are you going to deliver? Nothing but disappointment to our neighbor? Even now, they await the gifts from our factory. Oh, my bad. This is absolutely not worth it. I know what you're thinking, Clockhead. So quit sighing and start strategizing. We gotta get out of here. Alright, we're fighting. I didn't realize the battle pass tied into it. I do want that WAW. Oh, it's just a 2v2.
관리자님이 들을진 몰라도 그때를 위해서 미리 응원을 녹음해야 한다는 거군요. 아, 이런. 이것도 녹음되고 있는지는 미처 몰랐네요.
I forgot how this.
어떤 시간과 공간에 계시는 관리자님이 들을진 몰라도 그때를 위해서 미리 응원을 녹음해야 한다는 거군요. 아, 이런. 이것도 녹음되고 있는지는 미처 몰랐네요.
I guess we're just fighting.
주라니야, 죽도록 달릴 시간이다.
해보겠네.
속에서
I'm surprised they still cost 20, even though I need a level of donkey, don't I? Oh, there's more. He's not beating the hair coupon accusations. You're right.
속에서 왜 안에 갇혀 죽어라. 목을 내놓고 있도록 속에서
I find it funny that he like dismounts before he remounts. Another wave?
죽도록 달릴 시간이다.
Sheesh.
목을 내놓고 있도록 속에서 아무차 잠들어.
Wildland Heathcliff is so cool. I like this one a lot.
아무차 잠들어.
생체 반응이 끊어진 개체의 기록이 감지됩니다. 만약
Oh, there's
제가
the-
인간이었고
that's the guy.
조금 더 쾌활한 성격이었다면 당신과 하이파이브 같은 걸 시도해보았을지도 모르겠네요. 적에게 치명상을 입혔군요. 관리자님은 당신이 생각하는 것보다 대단한 능력을 가지고 있고 제가 늘 말씀드렸죠. 저는 언제나
찢어
옳은
놓아주마.
말만 한답니다.
Beach volleyball. I kind of wish I leveled up Donkey before this, but Heathcliff is kind of just like solo carrying.
개체를 꿰뚫었습니다. 참고로 기계는 입에 발린 말 따위 쉽게 하지 않아요. 아직 진수할 내역이 남았으니 숙제는 마시게.
I think I want to build a tremor comp too. I don't have one of those.
징수 진행 불가.
Those were some fierce sods. The fault lies with me. The light of confidence had completely faded from Don Quixote's face. So did an enthusiastic voice. Okay. Oh, Noogie left. Cody, hey, welcome back. I'm not feeling very well, so I won't be talking much, but I'm glad to be streaming this again. Yeah, I plan to do this Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Fridays. Oh, no, maybe not Fridays. Monday, Tuesday, and then, like, maybe some Wednesdays. If we were to find someone to blame, the biggest fault would lie with me, the manager. Maybe I should have turned around the moment I sensed something was off. With that, Don Quixote marched towards the now abandoned sleigh. Several Mule turned around as soon as he undid the knot tying the sack. I was afraid that was what we find inside the sack. There were a total of 7 people or so in the sack, but they were all missing a few limbs. They were barely breathing, and some of them had already perished. I'd never seen that style of clothing before. It looks like pretty far away from where we were. I've seen similarly worn clothing in the backstreets, but the clothing they wore was materials and styles I've not seen before. The back door must have sent us pretty far. Faust did tell me that each district in the city had different cultures and such, so it doesn't really matter, does it? They'll all die soon. It's not like you can turn the clock for them. Let's just go back to the bust. Nay, here, this person is still intact. Hark, get a hold of thyself. Art thou the one who requested our help earlier? That's a little girl. Or boy, I can't tell. 2 or 3 of the key items are seasonal for Tremor. Which ones? She's not Tremor. She's Rupture. Sea Tremor? Poise. Rupture. I can't tell. Oh, good thing I got that before a reset. I'm really trying to get that one down. Cannot deploy?
투입이군요.
I need 6 people for this? My team is not high level enough. Euro Halu, Everlasting Ego. Regret Faustus Walpurgis. Oh, your clothes are all weird looking. I guess you're not from the village? The child dressed in torn and faded clothing. From the way she looked at us, I could tell that she found us rather fast. Fasciating? She soon woke up from her momentary shock. Anyways, thank you for saving me. My name's Crayon, and Clockwork Teeth? The kid pointed at me and backed away in terror. The hell are you talking about? That's Clockhead. But I heard that the clockwork teeth looks like clocks. I guess I also heard that they don't show up this high. I've never seen a monster like that before though. Ha, but they're not a monster. This is none than your very own Manager Esquire. Thanks for the intro, I guess. But I can't hear anything but the ticking of the clock. Looks like the other people who were dragged here with me weren't so lucky though. The child looks like at the mutilated corpses with a despondent look on her face. Don Quixote guessed sympathetic voices. So they're all neighbors from thy village. Yeah, but our village will soon send the hunters to save us. As long as they can get here, they can. I wasn't sure what exactly she was talking about, so I was about to ask what she meant. But the reception hall storage room suddenly began to fill with a gas of an unknown origin. Hold thy breathing. An odd plume of gas, its hue red and green, begins to fill the room. It's the same gas as when I was kidnapped. Something like this happened before, when we walked right into the room full of toxic gas which killed everyone. Looks like the gas only knocked them out though. That's a relief at least. Guess I should consider myself lucky that my clock head isn't affected by these things. Gotta hide. Not the gnomes again! Is that all that's left of Manager Dodoru? All that snagging 3 top-notch raw materials, now look at them. A pile of meat. All I accounted for, I suppose. They're all fast asleep in the sleepy powder, so don't you worry about yourselves about harming the good gnomes. Well, let's move the goods. We picked up Don Quixote, Heathcliff, and Crayon one by one and loaded them onto the sleigh. With that, they left closing the door behind them. And through it all, I couldn't do anything but watch. Right, looks like this is my time to shine. I'll rescue the 3 of them. No way I should have listened when Ishmael offered to teach me self-defense. What should I do? The heartstrings dawns on me every time I face total annihilation. Truth that on my own, I'm completely useless. If they were with us, I could at least bring them back. None of the sinners are here with me. What good am I without them? Oh, Sinclair's here. You're not here to such things, manager. We're already here. Do you even know what a mess it was when I realized the three of you just vanished into thin air? I bolted and looked up towards the base. There I saw another door, and from it the sinners appeared one by one. I will inquire about this incident later, Dante. For now, let us commence the battle. Brother.
사실 이런 보모구실은 제가 아니라 세키라들의 역할이긴 하죠. 관리자님도 알다시피 저는 언제나 수십 명의 몫을 해내고 있으니까요.
떼어내주지. 다 죽어라.
Oh my god, he just one-shot him.
전열이 무너졌어.
I think Mersault looks kind of goofy in the R Corp outfit. It's so bulky.
기적해 찾아졌지 않아. 직원들이 우세한 환경에 있습니다. 관리자님이 제 말을 집중해서 듣고 있었다는 결과겠죠. 이런 과정들을 통틀어 신뢰라고 부른다고 하더군요. 긍정적인 변화네요. 생체 반응이 끊어진 제 기록이 감지됩니다.
Oh, one of them is...
만약 제가
That's okay.
인간이었고 조금 더 태어난 성격이었으니까 당신과
I can't wait for the next Wall of Arugus to roll around. They happen every like 3 months, right? So one should be happening again around December. That's kind of like no damage. It's so funny to see. They look pretty weak. Like the filler content is like okay.
불길 속으로. 다 죽어라. 그 오물을 다 죽어라.
개체의 유효한 속성을 정확하게 간파했습니다.
Did enough to stretch. Did not sleep enough tonight. We might just play for like an hour and figure it out later. Mr. Salt looks silly in that big sprite. I know! That's what I'm saying. He's too chonky.
맞는 거야. 착각하지 마라. 해파 거태.
How many parts are there here?
불로 정화하고 깨끗한 세계를 세우라.
Thanks everyone. How did you find me? We entered via the back door. Then every sinner was immediately summoned from the respective rooms for the search. And so soon after our break started, Dante, let's try not to do something like this again. Even if you are the executive manager, rogue behavior such as this poses too great a risk. Please be wary of that. Oh my gosh, Otis isn't even taking our side? No. Not Otis. Not our bestie. As of late, Heathcliff was in constant state of uneasiness. Considering the nature of our circumstances, I conjectured that there was odds we had to do before we arrived at T Corp. On the day in which the backdoor volatility siren echoed, Don Quixote made a relatively delayed return to the back door. And come the next day, she requested from me and Miss Faust an encyclopedia of common symbols used in the city. So Faust lent her a few volumes. Ever since receiving the volumes, Miss Don Quixote sat next to me and perused the pages with a rather enthusiastic expression on her countenance. Although I could not converse with her on account of my conditions, I do recollect that the following words were repeatedly uttered. Cosplay, costume, sack. In summation, I summarized that Miss Don Quixote witnessed a series of symbols that caught her attention when the siren blared, and Faust was aware of the door on which those symbols were drawn. Based on that, we engaged several entities in the corridor on our path to this door. Good thing we only ran into weaklings, though. Irreversible death of the sinners would have occurred in the process. Do you understand engaging hostile forces in your absence carries an exceedingly high level of risk? We could have been lost forever in some corners of the corridors as bodies, never to be revived or retrieved. Please comprehend the weight of your responsibilities and takes your risk independent action carries. You must survive, executive manager. Do I make myself clear? I've never seen Otis look at me like that. Her gaze was cold and ruthless. You know, she's so right, but dang. Sasuga, you say? Your survival was a lucky coincidence, Dante. The sequence of those symbols are not supposed to be interpreted in such a haphazard manner. I'm really sorry, don't know. Dude, Dante's dropping the ball again. And DQ. Don Quixote, Heathcliff, or the Peronote. Well, that's... Yeah, no, I still... Ooh, Don Quixote. Ugh. Nuki asked me how I felt about her. No. We was just somewhere in the northern districts of the city. Where are we? What do you mean? I mean that we are not in the city. Those intelligent organisms called gnomes are part of a species surviving in the outskirts, commonly known as monsters of the outskirts. Monsters again after we faced at the lake? So they were in a completely different region of the outskirts. I would like to explore the area if the circumstances permitted. Look, the structure seems to be a custom built for the gnomes, considering how small everything is here. If this is the outskirts, we can go back, right? As long as the door we entered through remains open, yes? It is open, for now. What if it closes? The unexpected journey begins. We'll have to track the distance from the outskirts back to the city. Isn't that a bit dangerous? Oh, more gnomes. Why are they squeaking? I think this team is quite strong. Even though I don't have Heathcliff for, yeah. Should be okay. I should uptie my reindeer.
적에게 치명상을 입혔군요. 관리자님은 당신이 생각하는 것보다 대단한 능력을 갖추고 있다고 제가 늘 말씀드렸죠.
That way she doesn't accidentally kill all my people.
옳은 말만 한답니다. 맞는 거야. 내 죄는 내가 알아서 처리. 내 죄는 내가 알아서 처리. 생체 반응이 끊어진 객체의 기록이 감지됩니다. 만약 제가 인간이었고 조금 더 쾌활한 성격이었다면 당신과 하이파이브 같은 걸 시도해보았을지도 모르겠네요. 전투에 임하겠습니다.
Did you make a stream of the first 3 cantos? I didn't do it for the first 3, I don't believe. I did it for the 3rd one for my other... It's on my other channel though. Before I started this channel, I streamed it on my main channel. But because I wanted to make more Limbus content, like, I'm sorry I haven't been as active on this channel as of late. It's because my dog, Nora, she's a puppy. She's about 10 weeks old and she's been keeping me up. I only went to bed last night at 5 and then I woke up at like 10. So I want to watch them. Yeah. I'm sorry, I don't remember much about the first 2 cantos. Like, I did play them. I kind of played a couple of them off screen. I'm sorry, Koti. But you get to watch me play through Canto 6 and Canto 7 is supposedly about to start. There's an intervalo between after Canto 6 I hear as well. I can see their similarities with humans, but they certainly aren't humans. Except for their odd verbal quirk, these monsters are impressively communicative. I don't even know how I should categorize them as monsters. Exploring the outskirts. What was the easiest answer for to leave? 2 of them. But the easiest path isn't always the right one. Come on, let's go. We'll protect the manager and save Don Quixote and Heathcliff. Ishmael, I'd like to see her taking the lead. Puppy makes happy lives. Yeah, I mean, like, when I'm taking care of her, though, she is very excitable. Hold on, let me... Oh, no, it isn't time to do the excavations yet. So we're somewhere in the outskirts. Hey Plagueis, good to see you! Hello everyone, how are you doing today? I'm chillin'! Oh, we
응원은
don't want to do
조금 더
that.
준비 시간이 필요합니다. 공감의 영역은 잘 쓰지 않았던
I don't care if it
점과
loses. I care if it kills all my own people. We're working our way through the intervalo, the Christmas one.
비틀거리고 있는
I seen it in the mirror dungeons already, but
있었던 대부분의 관련
no, I wasn't paying attention.
결정적인 일격을 지시하곤 했죠.
Oh, that didn't do any damage, luckily. Yeah, I'm having a good day playing this. How about yourself? I'm gonna try to get as much done with this intervalo as I can. And then afterwards, I will just go take a break.
참고로 기계는 입에 발린 말 따위 쉽게 하지 않아요.
딱 대로
그 오물을 다 죽어라.
Oh my gosh.
유효한 속성을
Dude,
정확하게
Sinclair hits like a truck, dude.
제 예상만큼 관리자님의 능력이
내가
우수하다는
알아서
것이
처리해.
증명되는 것 같아 다행이군요.
유지하니까 맞는 거야.
생체 반응이 끊어진
불길
객체의
속으로.
기록이
Man, he can do it again.
만약 제가
I guess he just broke.
조금 더
Yeah, I haven't seen it in a while. We finished
신과
Canto 5
같은 걸
yesterday.
시도해보았을지도
It was kind of crazy. I kind of ate my words. In fact, I'll probably make a video about that.
기적해
These gnomes. Very lucky with the Red Eyes Ryoshi. My walkthrough just left right now with Mother Waterworks announcers. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people get the Ryoshi one actually, but there's also the what is it? In addition to the Ryoshi one, there is. I wanted the Yi Sang one because I'm running a syncing comp right now, and his Gloom is unique syncing.
신뢰라고 부른다고 하더군요.
Oh my gosh, 200?
관리자님은 당신이 생각하는 것
I thought Sinclair was doing a lot.
갖추고 있다고 제가 늘 말씀드렸죠. 저는 언제나 옳은 말만 한답니다.
착각하지 마라. 해파.
Hey,
내 놈들 덕분에 내가 강해진 게 아니다. 내가 강하기에 내 놈들을 휘두르는 거지.
I'm almost out of
겉에
Momsa's
곧
stuff.
먹이를 먹여주지.
To be fair, I used a bit of it.
사실 이런 보물구실은 제가 아니라 세피라들의 역할이긴 하죠. 관리자님도 알다시피 저는 언제나 수십 명의 몫을 힘고 있습니다.
I was able to get the Yi Sang, but oh boy, the bank account didn't like that. I mean, they're pretty generous with giving out lunacy. I feel like if you just buy the daily bundle, like, all the friends I... Oh. Hold on. All the friends I've asked about who've played this game for a while, they say that, like, it's very easy to catch up to the gacha. That you get so much from the battle pass, and if you just, like, get the battle pass and the lunacy monthly bundle, it's actually, like, a crazy good deal, and you can probably just get the IDs afterwards.
만약 제가 인간이었고
Like, I wasn't able to get the,
당신과 하이파이브 같은 걸 시도해보았을지도
I
모르겠네요.
wasn't able to get the Yi Sang ID, but I'm just gonna get it the next time while Perugus rolls around.
효율적인 대처로 개체를
OP
꿰뚫었습니다.
Sinclair, you are doing so good, my son.
기계는 입에 발린 말 따위 쉽게 하지
Alright.
않아요.
What the?
기적해 차려졌지 않나.
Okay.
겉에 대가리 딱 대로
다 죽어라. 다 죽어라.
No, stop doing that, dude. I'm good. That's it. I'm sick of that happening.
생체 반응이 끊어진 객체의 기록이 감지됩니다.
Dude, the reindeer is so annoying.
조금 더 쾌활한 성격이었고 당신과 하이파이브 같은 걸 시도해보았을지도 모르겠네요.
There's a new player event starting next week, Guarantee 3. Really? Wait, what qualifies you as a new player, though, Sharona? Make sure you use up all your crates and shards before the season starts because season end has. Do you know when the new season starts though, Plagueis? I heard someone tell me that before, but I wasn't sure when that was. Master Zach, hey, nice to meet ya. I don't think I've seen you around before. Project Moon is very generous with lunacy. You can grind out crates and shards IDs. Yeah, I feel like I'm able to grind it out with the mirror dungeons if I were to do them more often. We're almost to Kanto 6. I heard this intervalo was quite short. I go through that with Bullet Otis. Yeah, when I played Lobotomy Corp, I didn't even use Magic Bullet. Like that... it was so annoying because it would just kill my entire floor. It should end mid-October, so 3 weeks of no delays. I think that should be enough time for me to finish out the Battle Pass. This might be able to level me if I just, like... Where's the thing? Little excavations. I think I did this one.
나쁘지 않은 결과입니다. 오늘 부족했던 점은 훈련으로 충당하겠어. 아직 완전하지 않다. 앞으로.
무지 외에 암흑은
There we go.
그 뒤가 뭐더라?
Okay. And that should give us the rest of the stuff that we need for continuing on. Using the level up mechanic just to get the energy back. I think that's really generous as well. They don't do estimated dates. I was hoping they'd give us like at least a week heads up. This facility appears to be a gift factory. I see, so there are factories like these that produce gifts. Christmas decorations everywhere. So they do know what Christmas is. There's still some time until Christmas though. Sinclair looked on the ground with a somber expression. I didn't need to ask how he was feeling. I wonder if monsters exchange gifts with each other. They didn't seem like the most hospitable sort. There is a possibility that they may be contractors to one of the wings in the city. I wanted to say no chance, but the city and the wings that we've experienced so far were... Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, there was a non-zero chance of that being the case. Well, no, at least a week ahead of time. Okay, I'm thankful for that. I might ask to see, like... I might try to get, like, Withering Heights Otis. I might ask you guys to see what's worth it. Sinclair knows what Christmas is. Yeah, because when Don Quixote was describing it earlier, I was like, you're describing a lot of things similar to Christmas, but it sounds like you don't know what the word is. And I feel like people should... It's like, you know what Christmas is or you don't, you know?
생체 반응이 끊어진 개체의 기록이 감지됩니다. 만약 제가 인간이었고
Withering Otis is meh? Really? I heard she was like super integral to having a sinking comp. And most of my people are sinking.
적에게 치명상을 입혔군요. 관리자님은 당신이 생각하는 것보다 대단한 능력을 가지고 있고.
In fact, I wanted to build a Tremor comp, so maybe I should go for that Honglu ID instead. Mer still kind of looks like someone. I can't recall who. Should I not go for the Wuthering Heights one then?
너무 이른 타이밍이긴 하겠지만 이 전투가 성공적으로 끝나면 모든 희생을 지키며 축배를 드는 것도 나쁘지 않겠죠.
Man, there's a lot of gnomes. Sinking matured as a status, this Scanso. When you say immatured, you mean it's like not as good? This interval makes me sad because it gives Sinclair bad memories. He hasn't really said anything yet. I mean, like, everything gives Sinclair bad memories, I think. Ah. He needs to chill with this thing. No way she's doing it twice. On my own guys twice. I need to keep track of what she does. Or I just need to up-tie her so she doesn't do it as often. Maturity equals it can be consistently done at a high degree. Easy count, easy potency, easy damage. That's good, right? So would I need Withering Heights Otis? After spending some time after battling gnomes, thrashing the gift factory, you soon realize the gifts. Is that a foot? Is that a sign with a drawing of a foot? What's that doing there? This one's a door with a depiction of an eyeball. These gifts appear to be made from materials that do not normally go into building these items. Their shapes are of teddy bears, oil pastel boxes, toy trains, but they have an abnormally high concentration of protein and phosphorus. How does she know that? However, the decorations and lights are made of proper materials. They must have salvaged the waste expelled from the city. It's obvious. GMFH. Hold on, let me pull out the Ryoshu translator. GMFH. GM. Seeking is the second best status effect, but I love Tremor and Burn too much to give them up. What's the best status effect then? GMFH. Intervalo, Cantos. Gifts made from humans. What the heck? Oh, Sinclair just says it after. I forgot Sinclair is here. I guess the outskirts is so different from the city, huh? What's really concerning is, who are these gifts for? Rich folks with screwed up perversions, maybe that's who they're for. Bleed 100% cooks anyone? Really? Bleed is the best? So if they're making gifts out of people, these with Don Quixote with the gnomes turn them into gifts too. Locally produced materials. Then we must move the paste. There, the placard says gift assembly. Bleed doesn't have a comp though. I mean, I have N Corp Sinclair and N Corp Faust. I think they go really well together because Sinclair gets fanatic off the nails that are stacked by Faust. I would say charge is the best status because it's just pure damage. Charge? I don't think charge is... Does charge like do anything in particular? I thought the reindeer ID for Ishmael just needs a certain amount of charge for her not to hit her own people. But I don't know if charge actually does. Uh-oh. I personally like Bleed and Burn teams the most. I kind of like Tremor. I want to do more Tremor stuff because the T Corp Don Quixote is really cool in my opinion. Very good for early game high rolls. I don't think I need to waste those yet. Charges having charged, then depending on IDs makes them usable or stronger with every sort of IDs. I think... Huh. Yeah, I just don't know how to stack it, except... Do they stack them all individually, or...? I just haven't seen a lot of them. Struggling. Dude, Ishmael just wants a clash. T Corp News, especially if you have a carnivorous whaling, the piss tremor melt post. The what? Magnet Alpha did a video or no meta. I have to look it up. I haven't been like doing a lot of research because like everything has just been kind of face rolling. I've just been face rolling every single encounter and it's worked out for the most part. But I think that like
개체의 유효한 속성을 정확하게 단파했습니다.
yeah, I've been face rolling most encounters, but I hear that once it gets difficult to the reflection railway thing, that those get incredibly difficult. So I need to build a proper team comp to fit the situation. There she goes, hitting my own team again. Attacks indiscriminately is so annoying, dude.
착각하지 마라. 해파 거태.
I think I'm like halfway through this intervalo already. Ishmael behave? For real, dude. I think I'm hearing some odd noises from in here. High-pitched SOS. It's always a good indicator of wonderful happenings. Can you not give out the sounds of screaming? Sounds of screaming is SOS. No way. I'm familiar with this tone. The decibel range of the screaming is an exact match with Don Quixote's. How would you know that, dude? How bloody frustrating. Quit whining. Winging? Pick up your tools and get cracking. Ishmael soon blasts the door open with a powerful kick. The bloody how are we? Why am I tied up? I gratefully say to thee that we are quite screwed. Forsooth, we are fated to become toys in that hydraulic press. It appears that when the time cometh, I shall be turned into a roly-poly toy myself, that rises with every fall. Boy, shut your trap and do something. We gotta get out of these binds. Sir Heathcliff, I apologize profusely. 'Tis true that the tiniest bit of selfishness within me, that I wish to procure the red sack cosplay set for myself. However, it was no lie that I wished to find thee an impeccable outfit. I knew that was gonna happen once I'm out of these binds. At least thou shalt become an elaborate pocket watch. I think they're going to turn me into a box of colored pencils. 24 vibrant natural colors, or so it says. I've not seen living raw materials in a while. They're a bit loud. Can you see if my ears are bleeding? They're more than scream. The happier our recipients would be. We're here for you, Heathcliff. Clockhead. Damn it, didn't think I'd ever be glad to see your mug. Looks like we got here in the nick of time. Heathcliff was about to be shoved into a gift-making hydraulic press. I've hewn your straps. Descend! Look, I'm not the type to wear the heart on my sleeve, but after you lot saved me from getting turned into a cockroach, I have to say it. You absolute idiots, you two had one job to remain by the executive manager's sides, yet you let yourself be captured like this. You know what? Forget it. No, he was about to have a moment. Heathcliff was about to change. Get ready to wear your identities? Yeah, I say we trash the place. Meursault knows all noises made by his coworkers and their blood types. He's very meticulous, but I wish they had more, like... I wish Meursault had more... Like, you kind of know a little bit about people. I feel like there's a lot of characters that I wish I knew more about. Meursault is one of them, because he probably talks the least out of everybody. Or, like, if he does talk, he talks, like, 1 or 2 lines. You had one job! He really did have one job.
직원들이 우세한 환경에 있습니다. 관리자님이 제 말을 집중해서 듣고 있었다는 경고겠죠.
Oh, sheesh!
개체를 꿰뚫었습니다.
You know what? The Sinclair identity is kind of growing on me. I believe we as a community know Meursault's blood type. AB positive? Why do you know that? Did he ever say that? Why has that ever come up? I don't think it really matters because he never needs like a blood transfusion or anything. We can just turn back time.
내가 알아서 처리한다.
생체 반응이 끊어진 개체의 기록이 감지됩니다.
What was that whistling
만약
sound?
제가 인간이었고 조금 더 쾌활한 성격이었다면
해골
당신과
바닥
하이파이브
범인
같은 걸
대가리.
시도해보았을지도 모르겠네요.
I'll have to watch that Magnet Alpha video.
관리자님은 당신이
Run down the meta for each status comp right now. Oh, thanks, Josh. I'll have to check it out.
저는 언제나 옳은 말만 한답니다. 직원들이 우세한 환경에 있습니다. 관리자님은 제 말을 집중해서 듣고 있었다는 결과겠죠. 이런 과정들을 청토와 신뢰라고 부른다고 하더군요.
내 죄는
I might as well just let her do it.
처리한다. 해.
떼어내주지.
개체의 유효한 속성을 정확하게 간파했습니다. 제 예상만큼 관리자님의 능력이 우수하다는 것이 증명되는 것 같아.
No, my Faust. No, she's got it. Like I said, I don't really... Where I realize this info? Oh, I see. Faust passive whistles. Oh, does it really? Why?
직원들이 우세한 환경에 있습니다.
Is she gonna whistle now?
관리자님이 제 말을
She didn't do it.
집중해서 듣고 있었다는 결과겠죠.
Alright, now Ishmael's gonna whip my own guys. Okay.
신뢰라고 부른다고 하더군요. 긍정적인
I'm
변화는
sick of this ability. I'm gonna uptie it. We should have done that. We learned that info in the Void of Time, like we did with IDV's Ages. I think those are in the notes, though. I know where those come from. After we horror gnomes, Dr. Heathcliff fell to the for everyone. I feel bad for those two. You absolute buffoons! How did you ever think that this was going to turn out okay? Are you even aware of the risk the executive manager took to get here? How worried they were about you two? Well, actually, Clockhead was in it for the... Get him, bestie! Oh my god, Otis. Do not refer to the executive manager with such a derogatory language, you insolent fool. It was my fault. It was my fault. My mother used to scold me like this in my youth. Otis did not seem to slow down at all with their stern scoldings, and the pair fell silent. I was hugging low. I decided to wander out from the scene. The guilty conscience was too much for me to bear. Is Crayon doing okay? Yes, she merely lost her consciousness from excessive psychological shock. How did you find yourself in a place such as this? You are a human, right? Are we really in the outskirts? Crayon initially appeared somewhat taken back by the elusive questions, but soon began to open up. So you're really from the city? I'm from Cloud Town. It's a village on the north side of the outskirts. Are there a lot of monsters like those gnomes out there that can speak? Yeah, there are many more monsters out there other than the gnomes. I've seen a few of them myself, but the village elders told me about the rest. Our village was built to keep the monsters out, to keep us safe. If this didn't happen, we'd all be preparing dinner back by the village by now. So they raided your village. Yeah, and they attacked us when the hunters were gone. Normally don't get raided by them around this time of year, so I thought we were safe. But they suddenly attacked us, rushing in onto their sleighs. Some of us tried to fight, but we didn't stand a chance, and everyone that they killed got shoved into a sack on the sleigh. I passed out from fright, and they thought I was dead too. I got shoved into the sack like the rest of the villagers. Oh, we forced you to talk about something that it couldn't have been easy to go through. I'm sorry. No, it's okay. Can I ask things too? Anything. Is it right that crayon boxes in the city have 48 different colors? And they have gold and silver colored crayons? What? And there's just people in the city, right? No monsters like the gnomes that try to kill us, right? It's kind of hard to answer that, actually. Sometimes I climb a high hill, look at the city. I always saw pretty colorful lights from up there. So colorful that I don't have enough colors in my crayon box to draw them all. I wish I could live in the city. If I lived there, I'd never have to worry about getting attacked by monsters. I could live happily with all my neighbors. You've really never been to the city, huh? SSE. I'm sorry? Same story everywhere. Doesn't matter where you are, death always stalks us. Oh, that was so cool. Can you say that again? That was cool? I thought it was cool too. Needs 4 lust resonance? Oh! You do not need to talk about your mom if they're mad. Otis words absolutely fools. Absolute. There's just no way to win. There isn't. Did you guys see anyone else nearby by chance? I don't think we ran into any other humans out there. No, but he has to be here to save us. What do you mean? The best hunter of Cloud Town. If he was at the village, the gnomes wouldn't have. It appears that in the outskirts, there are hunters who specialize in hunting monsters, akin to whalers of the Great Lakes, that is. But wait, if they're kidnapping and killing humans for these gifts, who are these gifts for? These gifts are for our poor and kind neighbors who do not cry. I don't know when it happened, but large shadows loom over us. What is that thing? I'm Santata, bringer of gifts to our neighbors. Ho ho ho. It's definitely not human. Yeah, it's that Git. That one's the boss. Lo, the crimson garb. That is the crimson garb that I spoke of. The pair immediately jumped on the knees and began shouting in unison. That's the Red Sack's outfit. Boy, then he's already... No, not the reindeer man too. Shut it. Cut the useless chatter for once. After silencing the pair short stern command, Otis approached me and spoke in a low voice. Executive Manager, since he appears to be of intelligent species, I'll attempt to parley with it, but we best be prepared for battle, in case the talks fall through. Yeah, that's a good idea. What do you mean by neighbors? Wings? Clients of the city? Oh ho, but we are denied entry to the city, are we not? Is that big lunk of meat a gnome too? I happened to overhear the gnomes during our time of captivity. They call their master Beard Giant, which I believe is not a gnome. A giant? There are really all kinds of monsters out there, aren't they? Dante, that's not an abnormality, is it? No, that's not an abnormality or a distortion. I'd say it's closer to the whales. Do you're for gifts too? Yet your kind already owns all there is to own. We and our neighbors in the outskirts were so dearly for that very day. The only day we are allowed joy and comforts in human gifts. I see. You produce toys in humans and gifts to those who harbor hatred for humans, out of pure goodness of your heart. Here, where all those who have been marginalized and exiled by humans gather and wallow, we pour our infinite hatred and care into packaging these gifts. Quit the verbose way of saying I refuse to negotiate. Why don't you come here and join us? Become joy to those who need it. Man, how do people live in... How are there even still people alive in the outskirts? I, like... Just living in this area is like, how are you alive, you know? I can't imagine it. Probably took it herself. But she's only level 26. Honestly, I think I should just level this one up. I should uptie for them later, but I will spend my stuff before just to uptie everybody. Outskirts honestly sounds fun. Are you for real? It sounds everywhere in this world sounds like it'd be it sounds so cool, but I would not want to live anywhere near here. Oh, is this a focus encounter?
이것도 녹음되고 있는지는 미처 몰랐네요.
듀라디아, 죽도록 달릴 시간이다.
대가리 딱 떼도
효율적인 대처로 개체를 꿰뚫었습니다.
Oh, it is a focus encounter.
기계는 입에 발린 말 따위 쉽게 하지 않아요. 정화. 맞는 거야.
That was maybe a little overkill. We'll live in the outskirts any day than live in the city. Are you sure? I mean, these people literally just got kidnapped. Oh, this one doesn't hit. Can this intercept? No. This is too slow.
알게 하니라.
Like, these people literally just got kidnapped and dismembered. I get that, like, corporations are kind of no better. I don't know, but at least, like... I don't know how things go in that village, but it sounds like the nests are, like, decently okay to live in. For the most part. Like, you could get by just by living in the nest.
우리와 함께 사라져라.
알겠어.
I would go to the outskirts lab with Carmen.
내가 알아서
It was like by the outskirts, right? The lab was actually inside the city, was it
만약
not?
제가 인간이었고 조금 더 쾌활한 성격이었다면 당신과 하이파이브 같은 걸 시도해 보았을지도 모르겠네요.
Dongrang gets it. Dongrang's been a city dweller. Uh-oh. Okay, I think I'm doing good. Is the Santa boss fight hard? Because, like, I think I've been doing good on most of the fights. A lot of the fights that people said were kind of difficult, I don't think it was that bad. The bottom before spoilers is a lot more answers, though. I did watch the summary of that.
지금이다. 해골바가 내 죄는 내가
Oh, that was
알아서
kind of a waste of
처리해.
space.
직원들이 미세한 환경에 있습니다.
시간이다.
관리자님이 제 말을 집중해서 듣고 있었다는 결과겠죠.
And this is the big guy.
사정들을 통틀어 신뢰라고 부른다고 하더군요. 긍정적인 변화네요.
Wait, something's here. What is this? Why is this not clashing? How many of this do I have? 2, 4.
목을 내놓고 있도록.
앞.
받을 수 없다면 직접 후회를 새겨.
We stab. We love stabbing. Oh wait, huh? Where'd that attack come from? Oh, was that just a counter?
내가 루신한테 정의는 승리한다.
Yeah, that does like no damage. Bleed? Okay. This is a charge character. Is there something not clashing? I think this is okay. But why is this okay? Clash. This one's clashing with Ryoshu. Why does it not just... Wait, no, this one's clashing with Ryoshu. Oh, Ryoshu's getting hit twice. If target has bind, she doesn't. And if this uses that special, gain flash power equals speed difference. Do I have something higher than 5 that can flash with this? 5. Is this clash here? Rodians should just clash with their own thing. And then Sinclair clashes here, and then Ryoshu clashes here. I don't know why I didn't do that from the start. We killed Santa, guys. I mean, we killed Santada. That's his real name. The first life of Carmen is in the outskirts. Ah, I see, I see.
직접 밝혀주마.
깨달았나?
What?
어떤 시간과 공간에 계시는 관리자님이 들을진 몰라도 그때를
okay.
위해서
I think
미리
these are
음원을
already
녹음해야 한다는
clashing.
거군요.
It's fine.
직접
아, 이런.
알게 하니라.
이것도 녹음되고 있는지는 미처 몰랐네요.
직접 밝혀주마.
I should have mounted Heathcliff. I always forget to mount Heathcliff. It's okay though, like, I don't exactly need it. Oh, nice, I staggered it.
개체의 유효한 속성을 정확하게 간파했습니다.
Oh, nice, we killed it.
관리자님의
Because it's a
능력이
monster,
우수하다는
not
것이
an
증명되는
abnormality.
것 같아.
These things just die, right? Because monsters come back, but... Oh wait, but I guess there's just always more of them. I'll separate the flesh from your bones. Its gut began to expand. It smells most foul. What? Some sinners dropped to the floor while others gasped profusely. Clearly this was a rather painful experience for us all. This gas does not appear to be toxic. However, the sensation is by extremely level discomfort. So you've defeated a northern giant. You don't seem to know the proper procedure for what to do afterwards. Are you hunters from the city? Proper procedure? Immediately before death, a northern giant's body fills with noxious gases before exploding in the... Oh, so there's a lot of these things. The man who sticks Santana's gut explained as he approached us. You have to puncture a hole in his gut to let the gas out before its internal organs condense it into acidic fluid. Allowing it to cause a chain reaction could complicate things. It's the hunter guy. You just killed Santa? It's okay. Apparently there's like a bunch of Santas. They're called northern giants.
선택받았으니까 그렇겠죠?
The stench won't come off. I got skunked on. Mr. Domino! Crayon, who had been holding her breath with her fingers over her nostrils, ran to the large man and hugged him. At least you're safe, Crayon. That's good. Bro, like half her village just got murdered in sacks. I feel like... How is she not traumatized? After stumbling for a moment, Otis briefly gasped before approaching Domino. Identify yourself. Name's Domino. I'm a monster hunter from Cloud Town. I don't suppose I can call it town anymore now that it's just me and Crayon. Her entire village just got destroyed. She's like Sasuke now. What the heck? I wouldn't even think of hurting any of you. So you're the hunter that the girls mentioned. Otis relaxed upon Domino's confirmation. She leaned on the wall and looked to the floor in relief. Normally around this time of year, these monsters would have gone further north to a different village, so I was on an expedition to help them out. Looks like they decided to switch things up this time around. When I returned, they already did finish their raid on our village and left. Damn it, they used to be so predictable, attacking only right before Christmas. These tragedies happen often? Though I can't speak for the city, I can say that this is a common occurrence in the outskirts. It's a hellish place to live, if you can even call this living. Survival alone is a miracle out here. Are there a lot of places like here, like this mockery of a gift factory? No, can't say I've seen a factory like this anywhere else, but I can tell you one thing. Compared to some worse things that could have happened, this tragedy was nothing. That's the natural order of things in the outskirts. I do wonder sometimes if we were in the city, no matter how bad it gets in there, it must be better than this living hell. It was not an easy contemplation to answer. The outskirts must be a hellish place to live, if that's what he's told me is anything to go by, but the city they admire so much isn't such a warm place itself. From what I've seen in my journey so far, at least. Ah, the company is back to the city where Don Quixote saw herself, realizing that every other sinner was giving her a look of disapproval. Thank you for your kind words, at least. I wish it were that easy. If I could at least let this child enter the city somehow, just like that. But the city has no place to spare for this child, not even a small corner of it. Even if you were to somehow make it past the city walls, there are countless variations of paperwork and procedures you must overcome before you can live in this kind of life you desire. Haha, and what would people like us even do with such paperwork? And where will we find them out here? We've not studied or worked to find a job in the city as some youths of the other villages do. There was an uncomfortable silence. Domino cleared his throat and continued. I must still extend my gratitude for keeping the girls safe until my arrival. I know a good way to extend your gratitude. Maybe you can extend us a nice pouch of shiny, jangling bags of... Rudy's eyes were twinkling. The lingering stench made it difficult for her to speak, but she was determined to make her point. Something shiny and jangling? Sure, maybe I can give you a tour of some antique items I keep at home. Precious items salvaged from the locomotive tracks of the outskirts. Not something you'll see every day in the city, I'm sure. Items from the outskirts? That tour alone could be worth much more than just pure cash. Plus, there's still a decent chance the door we entered through might just shut behind us, right? Indeed, in fact, it's unclear whether the door is still open. I recommend a quick return to the bus now that our 2 primary objectives have been secured. So she says, if you would permit me to speak by my executive manager, even if this is not the Great Lakes, the outskirts is an extremely perilous place. This curiosity cannot be a reason for us to risk getting stranded in this environment. Looks like you gotta hurry back. Well then, catch. Domino tossed a carved wooden doll in my direction. It does not appear to be anything dangerous. Let us inspect it further after we return. We mustn't dally any longer than we have to. Yeah, good idea. Some sinners have passed out and to be carried by others. Most could not stop gagging at the stench. But we still made our way back to the door. The door remained open. We made it back safely to Mephistolis. Sometime later. Ooh, stinky Charon, evacuate. Charon quickly made her escape to the decks. Huh? And Virgilius greeted us in the cabin with terrifying gaze. Looks like everyone had quite the adventure, covered in blood and guts and with disgusting stench to boot. Oh, this is... Manager, I can't hear you anyways, so just reply to my query with a nod or shake. Your replies better match up with my expectations, of course. I have but one question. Was it you who made the call? I hesitated for a moment before nodding affirmatively. I might get reprimanded, or maybe he has worse things in mind for me, but it was I who decided to go along with their plan. This would not have happened without my authorization. Good. Then my questioning is over. I'll leave it to you to deal with the mess. You may rest afterwards, and please do something about this foul stench. Well then, with that, Virgilius disappeared into the back door once again. Huh, that's unexpected. I thought my time had finally come. Be glad that the consultation is a consultation not had indeed. And alas, behold all! I don't know where she got the time to pick up half in the chaos, but Don Quixote managed to haul a huge sack of gifts back to Mephistolis. You picked up that haul from all this mess? I've laid claim upon the evil gnome's trinkets. Now that's some real commitment. What's all that for? Art thou truly unaware of mine intentions? 'Tis for adorning our ship with Christmas day. Don Quixote! I'm sick of this girl. Well, no, we're still like 3 months away from Christmas. Agreed, let's not risk healing old wounds to lower the morale of our company. It's okay. It's been getting better with time, little by little. Yeah, we can all grow beyond it eventually. Marvelous. Then this appears to be occasion most fit for a party. Then what say you? Don't tell me you went through all that trouble for some party decorations. According to Dante's explanation, this incident was spurred on by Heathcliff's need for an outfit. Heathcliff has been silently brooding in the seat, his face buried in his palms out of shame, most likely. Verily, verily. Yet that very costume we had sought was worn by none other than that of a monstrous giant. I don't suppose it would fit Sir Heathcliff anyhow. Forget it. It wasn't the kind of look I was going for anyways. What did I say, Heath? We'll help you out as soon as we land, okay? The outfit's one thing, yeah, but the... You're speaking of the port ship we sailed past, the port ship of which the hair salon that printed those hair coupons conducts their business. The coupons could not be used, as the port ship was not our charted route. Leave it to me to style your hair. I've done my sister's and younger siblings' hair pretty often. We don't know how long we'll be floating on this damn lake. Anyways, besides, I don't even know how to dress myself proper. I was going to attempt the trial and error method. Okay, but you can at least tell us what it is that Virgilius gave you, just so that we know what exactly you're so anxious about. Sod it. After a deep, heavy sigh, Heathcliff produced a letter. So that's the something Virgilius gave you? Oh, I remember, my family used this envelope before. It's made from really expensive paper, made only in limited quantities at a time. It's quite a luxurious envelope. Can we read it, Heath? Sure, it's nothing impressive. Then Dante, why don't you read it out loud for the rest of us? Sure. Rhodia handed me the letter, and it was written in a beautiful series of cursive handwritings drawn to an almost calligraphic perfection. I began reading. From Withering Heights! Okay. We cordially extend you, honored guest, an invitation to blank. What's this here? Someone call over this part of the letter. Well, I'll keep reading. Venue, Withering Heights, T Corp Nest. Should you accept our invitation, please convene at the designated location by 4 in the afternoon on the 24th with this letter on your person. Please honor this occasion with your presence. With great respect, Nelly. Oh, and down here is a postscript. It's written in different handwritings than the rest of the letter. P.S. You have to be here, Heathcliff. Heath, I'll be waiting, Kathy. We had no way to tell what kind of occasion it was on account of being colored over, but clearly the rest of the letter's contents had stoked the fire of passion to Heathcliff's once again. So, you gotta look fashionable and classy for this Kathy person, right? Well, yeah, but there's more to it then. Shh, quiet now. Now I can clearly see why you're so impatient, Heath. Why are you looking like me like that? I'll leave it up to you to style his hair, Master Hairdresser Honglu. I wouldn't call myself a master. Oh wait, where are you taking me? Ah, what the bloody hell is this? Yeah, Rhodia's got quite the grip strength. Maybe, where's Rhodia's gripper ID? She is the one who grips. The two sinners practically hauling Heathcliff by his arms disappeared into the back door. Now Heathcliff's fate was sealed, to be a mannequin to the now motivated and unbearably bored Rhodia's various experimentations. I can hang this trinket here, and I decided to go back on the deck for some air. I leaned on the railing, dug through my pockets. The wooden doll domino the hunter gave us, we hurriedly left. I held it and felt the texture under my fingers. My eyes looked into the distance towards where the outskirts lie. I thought for a moment about the gnomes, the giant, and the things Domino told me. I suppose there are people with stories in the outskirts too. Stories different from those in the city. Faust approached from behind and stood next to me. I wasn't sure much of what I said she heard. Follow the stars, Dante. Star by star, then you will one day learn. So for now, follow the closest star that shines before your eyes. Yeah, I have to focus on the stories of the cities for now. I don't even know who I really am after all. Joyous laughter and frustrated howls echoed from the cabins. They must have finished dressing up Heathcliff. Why don't we take a look to see how Heathcliff it is? You make rather tempting. The added color to the bus's interior warmed my heart a little. I kind of want to see it. Oh, there's another intervalo. Should we start this intervalo later? Because this looks like a whole thing. I think this is like a whole thing. What do you guys think? Is this just like 3 things, or is this like a lot of things? This next interval is so good. Oh, but should I just do it all at once though? Only 11 chapters should be quick. Yeah, but I don't have enough of this stuff. I only have these 2 because I leveled up. I still want to watch you play. 11 chapters, 1 dungeon. You know, I might just do this tomorrow then, so that I have enough energy to get through it all. Because I don't have enough. It's short. I mean, that's good. But I'll be streaming this tomorrow as well, so maybe I save it. You have the boxes. I don't want to use the boxes just yet, though. And plus, I normally stop at 5, and I've already been streaming for about 2 hours now, so we'll just use what we have currently. We'll do the first part of the story. I think tomorrow's good. Yeah, let's just look at the first. I want to see what Heathcliff looks like. Oh, he looks the same. So we're finally here, eh? Heathcliff looks like the rattling bus window with a dour expression. Though it wasn't raining, the world outside was gray and opaque, like an overcast sky. Black pungent smoke, clouds of smoke had long devoured the atmosphere. So this is kind of the place Heathcliff used to roam. The color remains gray this deep into the heart of the backstreets. I recall with quite the certitude that the T Corp I arrived at my departure from S Corp was sepia-hued. This phenomenon can be explained by the fact that the technology used to drain our saturation is situated at the center of T Corp. It has been reported that such variations in hue may occur in areas further from its sphere of influence. Ah, I understand then. 2 other sinners immediately jumped into the conversation, directed away from whichever obscure subject Yisang and Faust were about to steer into. I think that's so cool that they have something that drains the color from the surrounding areas. That is so insane. Oh right, there's something I had to ask you guys. Yeah, well I mean, this building here looks different from Yisang used to live, so I'm wondering if there's anything up with that. Exactly, that's exactly what I was about to ask. It's been a while since we started this journey together. I was starting to grow more comfortable with the sinners. Maybe that's why I found Gregor and Rhodia's valiant effort to keep up this conversation remotely comprehensible to most occupants of the bus pretty amusing. Allow me to elaborate then. To discuss the subject, we must first... And you saying unknowingly shooting down their effort by jumping onto another complicated discussion was another side I've become familiar with. While I was curious about the technology T Corp uses to drain our color and about the behind-the-scenes T Corp operations, it wasn't something that we could be answered now. I decided to table that discussion for later. Instead, I approached Heathcliff. He was sitting on his lonesome, clearly in deep thought. A clockhead. Ah, clockhead. Still racking your head around what to wear from Withing Heights? What? No, it's nothing like that. Oh my god, is he blushing? Heathcliff protested, jumping up from his seat. Looks like I hit the nail on the head. Fine, I was a little bit. But I was mostly reminiscing. I do remember hearing that Heathcliff used to live in the backstreets. A part of some syndicate, if I recall correctly. Virgilius did say that they were going through the backstreets instead of going straight to T Corp Nest for some reason. And that's because of the company's orders. Maybe that's something for us to do here. Heathcliff, did you spend some time in the T Corp backstreets after all? Maybe we'll run to the Golden Bow there. No chance. If the Golden Bow was as common as any other twig in some backstreets, why'd we be doing any of this globe-trotting waste of time? True, I guess. Besides Wuthering Heights, I just wanted to check, but Heathcliff doesn't have any tattoos. I don't think he's part of the middle. I don't know enough about the other syndicates. Besides, Wuthering Heights is quite the mannered place. You won't find it anywhere near some rundown backstreets like this. There's a chasm of wealth between these poor alleyway sods and them. After all, they sent me an invitation. Quite obvious that we'll find our Golden Bow in that manner, innit? Or at least somewhere in the same nest? Correct, we'll eventually travel to T Corp's nest. Heathcliff continued to speak in a low voice. The hubbub from the outside of the bus seemed to blend with his words, turning into a mass of murmurs. There was some sort of commotion outside. Before we talk about whenever our eventual destination is, we'll have to clear the road of some blockage. Your intuition is half right, Heathcliff. Heathcliff was muttering to himself in uncharacteristic daze, jolted awake. Bloody hell, what's wrong with you and the vroom vroom lass? Neither of you do anything with a proper forewarning. I simply do not see the necessity of warning you. Anyways, those outsides the bus are our targets. Targets? I believe that means to say that they must be eliminated. I feel compelled to let you know that that is not the only implication of the word target, though I am yet to be informed of the precise details of the mission, that is. Regardless, you are to make contact with a target among them. Find the target, then an extraction necessary intel. Is this clear enough for you, manager? How are we supposed to find this target if you're not even going to tell us who it is? Dante asks if there are any identifying characteristics of this target. I'm sure you'll find out when you get there. You are asking me questions I have no answers to, Dante. Don't waste your time. That is so vague. Class ended early today? Welcome back, Kaiser. Well, off the bus. I was somewhat wary of the way Virgilius answered me, but even in murky situations like this, we always manage to pull through anyways. I'm sure things will get a little clearer once we get there. I slowly disembarked the bus with the rest of the sinners. Welcome back, Kaiser! We're actually just finishing up today. I'm going to use up the rest of my Enkephalon, and then we'll continue the actual parts tomorrow. Because, we just finished the Christmas thing. That was interesting. That's one heads your way, Aniki. Don't worry about me, I'll handle him. Try not to get yourself killed, got that? This whole thing looks like a backstory because it's the saturation. We walked out of the bus and right into a battlefield of violent gang war. Black cloaks fluttered in the gray sky, and bloodthirsty blades clashed violently. The bus had not stopped for even 30 paces away from the thick of the battle. The Kurokumo clan! I've heard of them before. I made sure that on Days of the Syndicate, some identity cards said Wakashu too. They're a pretty large subsidiary of an even larger syndicate called the Thumb. I think the identities wore outfits similar to the ones they're wearing here. I think I saw them in library. I think you're right, but who are they fighting? It's gotta be a strife. Heathcliff replied in a monotone voice like he was reading from an encyclopedia. It ain't rare sight to see syndicates fighting one another in the backstreets. Must be something about a street tax or some other trivial turf dispute. Leeches, blood-sucking curs seeking to oppress and exploit the weak with violence. Fee, there is nary a place these scum do not infest. It ain't nothing new, lass. Most syndicates are like that. The only difference between them is how far they're willing to go. Like, right, there he is. Blokes like that one over there, the one walking right at us. Heathcliff raised his bat and pointed at an approaching man. He wore the same outfit as other Kurokumo clan members. The hell are you looking at? Crowning like you're here to start. Gonna keep pointing that bat at me? You wanna go? Is that it? Hey, lower your weapon. Let's not do anything rash. No need to escalate this further, is there? Otis stepping in to warn Heathcliff, but he did not budge. He remained motionless, the bat still raised and pointed threateningly at the approaching man. It won't matter what we do here. It's a foregone conclusion. That's where we're gonna have to fight him? Right on, lad. They were in the middle of a strife. They're real sensitive about making it clear that this is their turf. What better way to do it than forcing some unwitting travelers to pay the toll for the road? Looks like we've got a smart one here. The Kurokoma clan henchman strided towards us like he owned the place. Just as I begin to wonder about how dumb you could possibly be, you show us your shrewd detective slide. Gotta say, it's a real mystery. Ishmael muttered at Heathcliff, who was shrugging at us with an expression that clearly read, "I told you so." Well, since it looks like you clowns already know how this works, let me get straight to the point. The toll is 500,000 on per person. 500,000 on? 13, and since you guys are all rode on the bus, I'm sure there's a driver in there too. Don't just skip out on us. I'd like it if we didn't have to make this business messy by going through the bus ourselves. Did you hear that, Dante? It's kind of, isn't it? Well, I guess it doesn't really matter how much they're asking for. I wasn't going to negotiate with them anyways. Ishmael turned and looked quietly in my direction. I nodded back. Halt! There in that field of battle. Don Quixote pointed at something. There lies a wounded Dane. We must make haste and rescue her. Thou Sir Grease, no? Just as Don Quixote said, I caught a glimpse of someone bleeding on the ground through the chaos clashing braids and black cloaks. What did I say about this justice rubbish? This is the syndicate turf war, no more and no less honorable than the other. Agreed. It's so complicated in mathematics to expect unnecessary allied casualties in this effort. Should we involve ourselves in this conflict? Alas, I don't wish to leave her behind so under... No! I'm so sick of Donkey, dude. Hopefully I can drop by tomorrow too. Yeah, of course. I guess it's an improvement. In the early days of our adventures, we would be dragged into this conflict 5 minutes ago thanks to Dr. Quixote's recklessly valiant rescue attempt. I suppose she's learned her lessons by trials of fire. She's starting to show restraint, for once. But it's a bit different this time. Okay, so I do think we have to help that woman, but... Manager, I didn't think this was the nod that I was talking about. No, I'm not saying we should get involved because it's the right thing to do or anything like that. If Virgilius was telling us the truth earlier, there's a chance that we purposely made the drive right through the strife, which means there must be someone here that is expecting us to find. They always put us in danger for a reason after all. I just have a feeling that the wounded woman must have something to tell us. Maybe an intel of some kind. And if it turns out they were supposed to get intel from the Kurokuma clan and not that woman, then I suppose we'll have to beat it out of them. Oh, marvelous, Executive Manager. Otis, am awfully struck by your genius. Actually, what is she implying there, usual flattery? I don't like the way that you're treating the Kurokuma clan like we're some kind of pack of stray dogs. And don't think I missed that sympathetic look you gave her, which could only mean that you clowns are chummy with the Blade lineage. I could practically hear our negotiations, not that I was going to negotiate, falling apart as the man drew his blade. A rational deliberation followed by sensible decision. I would return my appreciation for your magnificent leadership with a flawless victory. All units prepare for battle. Ah, I love Otis. She's so funny. Here we go, bestie.
대부분 분야에서
Oh, there's a lot of them.
최고의 성능을 내는 AI지만 응원은 조금 더 준비 시간이 필요합니다. 공감의 영역은 잘 쓰지 않는
We'll let them in the bus just to piss off her. No. Because if you piss off him, he's just gonna kill all the sinners again anyways. He's gonna give him the consultation.
효율적인 대처로 개체를 꿰뚫었습니다.
불길
참고로
속으로
기계는 입에 달린 말 따위 쉽게 하지 않아요.
그 오물을 떼어내주지.
Sometimes that low rolls, but that's okay. Yeah, I don't know. If I were Dante, maybe not that.
먹어치워라. 깨달았나?
직원들이 우세한 환경에 있습니다. 관리자님이 제 말을 집중해서 듣고 있었다는 결과겠죠. 이런 과정들을 통틀어 신뢰라고 부른다고 하더군요. 긍정적인 변화네요.
Punch. The unopposed ones go so fast. Should kill him. There we go. Just enough. It's one over, but that's perfect.
내 죄는 내가 알아서 처리한다. 내 죄는 내가 알아서 처리한다.
Oh, there's more.
대가리 딱 떼도.
Not like he can kill him. I mean, like, yeah, but if Dante has to feel the wrath, that, like, if Dante has to suffer because of it, like, I don't know. It seems like it's a lot not worth it. I still have to read Leviathan, too. I remember someone telling me about that. That I should read Leviathan before starting chapter 6. SHSF. It's Skullhead and something staff.
상태가
I don't
좋지
get how
않은
why he
직원이
keeps himself
보입니다.
staggering himself.
높은 확률로 곧 치명상을 입을 수도 있겠군요.
정화.
관리자님의 냉철한
지금이다.
판단력이
해골
필요해
바가
보입니다.
내 죄는 내가 알아서 처리해.
Okay.
비명을 질러라.
I think Sinclair staggered. It's not a big deal. Dude, this roadie tank ID is actually quite good. I like that.
관리자님이 제 말을 집중해서 듣고 있었다는 결과겠죠.
무차 잠들어.
이런 과정들을 통틀어 신뢰라고 부른다고 하더군요. 긍정적인
비명을
변화는
질러라.
Spiderhead. Oh, Spiderhead skull face. That's so funny. I mean, you should read till a certain part, and then that certain part is basically a light novel, so no art, just words. I'm willing to read it if it's very pertinent to the story. I would like to do that. I don't know if I'll read it on stream. Sad. All bark, no bite. Truly a disappointment. Hold on, what is sad? Such a disappointment. I love that. While the rest of the sinners were slowly recovering from the excitement of battle, Don Quixote did not waste a second before bolting forth to the woman's side. Hark, art thou? I must check thy pulse. You can check her pulse through her forehead. Didn't know that was possible. The lady lives! She was dressed all in black garb like the Kurokuma clan members, but her weapon and her outfit were distinct. Blade lineage. I looked around at the defeated Kurokuma clan members and back at her. The difference became even more apparent. Don Quixote slowly and tragically shook her head after checking the pulse on others. Executive Manager, I've questioned some of the Kurokuma members during the battle, but no notable intelligence has been gained. So it's just her then. I hope my gut feeling proves me right. The lady doth appear to be the sole survivor. We must move her to the bus and administer first aid post-haste. What dost thou say to that? Yeah, don't see any other way. We don't carry a first aid kit with us, and I can't turn the clock to heal her, so... Mersal, do you mind carrying her back to the bus? I do not. Thus we made our way back to the bus. Mersal carrying the dying Blade lineage member. See that you hold in another baggage. Virgilius didn't seem happy about this. Manager, since when did bringing unauthorized, unverified guests into our bus become such an acceptable practice? We had no choice. We have to save her first if we're going to get any answers out of her. Dante explained that this individual would be of no use to us deceased. If she carries the intel we need, then we must first ensure that she survives. On that, Faust agrees with Dante's decision. What's done is done. However, do be mindful about bringing in strangers onto this bus from now on, Dante. I had a gut feeling that Virgilius had much more to say than that, but he simply sighed and dropped the subject. Welp, I believe the manager Esquire hath made a decision most just. Thanks. Just as when I started to dread this bus doomed to be eternally uncomfortable, you saying emerged from the back door with good news. I've done what I can now. And before he even finished his sentence, oh, she's awake. The woman was awake. Dongrong's here? Oh, hey, Dongrong.
착각하지 마라. 해파, 거태. 내 놈들 덕분에 내가 강해진 게 아니다.
Oh, there's another fight here.
닥쳐라, 해파. 누굴 팰지
Some
내가
balls,
정한다.
hello. Mechanics Center. Where? TB. Welcome to the bus. And oh, we are in Odachi? The blade lineage woman shrank from her prone position, grabbing the sword next to her. She held the grip of her blade ready to draw it at any moment. Identify yourselves. Are you with the Kurokuma clan? Nope. Then why does a woman will the Nodachi? She will not listen. We should kill her. Ryoshu. She pisses me off for two reasons. One, she refused to listen, making this conversation longer than it needed to be. Two, she dared to compare their scrap metals to my blade. Is there any reason for me not to proceed with her oof? I say we oof her. There is. She can't tell us anything if she's dead. Ryoshu often showed bursts of emotion in the most unexpected times, but at least she listens when I ask her to, which is a relief. I suppose your blade is not exactly like theirs. Your uniform is certainly different. And you, who might you be? You certainly wear a rather loud timepiece. Are you unable to communicate otherwise? They are our manager. Their vocalizations will not reach your ears. I recognize the scent your voice carries. It's familiar. Even in the districts that I've resided in, have I not met fellows who speak as I do? Speak as you do indeed, yet I sense familiarity in your choice of verbiage. You must be from District 19 S Corp, are you? Though I have fled, that is where I hail from. I see, so you have also left your home behind. My compatriots oft share the same fate as we do. Perhaps meeting someone from the same home district helped. The woman visibly relaxed before slumping down in a nearby chair. Her breathing was labored. My name is Yi Sang. I have operated on the wounds you have suffered. Ah, so I have acted with such brutishness despite your kindness. Please accept my apologies. Call me Angdu. I'm from Salsu, from the lineage that deals in blades. Oh, Dante, maybe we can leave the talking to you Sang this time? Looks like we can sit back and let him handle this. I nodded, replying quickly to Rhodio's whispers. If you're from District 19 S Corp territory, then you must be aware of who we are. Also working, ABC is absolute hell. I am somewhat aware, though I am far from acquainted with tales from the streets. I have heard that the Blade lineage is bound to no master, no land, yet whence do you flee? It is a tale far too long to be shared in full. All I may divulge is that we had no choice but to seek a territory for us to thrive in. Perhaps there is aught that we could do to assist, should you deign to impart us the particulars of your pursuers. Angdu shot a sweeping glance at all of us. Her eyes appeared heavy with crushing exhaustion. If you and your fellows were skilled enough to defeat this group of foes, then all of you must be quite capable. Kurokuma clan has put a bounty on our heads. Our mentor, my fellows, all of us. Hold on, this ain't just any other strife then. That sounds more personal than your usual turf war. As it has always been, District 19 is fraught with corruption and disturbances to the lives of the public. There's very little us men and women of the Blade who seek naught else but to train and walk the path of martial arts can change the wing, now known as Salpipio Agro Industries, or S Corp. As the old saying goes, what other choice does a monk who abhors his temple have but to leave it behind? Thus we have departed from our homes. So the people of S Corp suffer still. We had departed in search of a new home, yet it's no easy journey. What is S Corp's singularity? Does anyone know? Very protective of the Blade, yeah. Working in B Corp as fun, they said, it should be amazing to become a higher position. What B Corp singularity? Most territories have already been made by others. In order for us to settle, conflict was unavoidable. In the midst of those conflicts, I have the memory of our mentor bringing us an invitation. An invitation to enter the library! Virginius, was sitting quietly with one leg over the other chair from the rest of us, visibly reacted. I think I remember that the word library always got a genuine reaction out of Virgilius. You have the memory, quite an odd way to phrase your own recollections. When we arrived at the library, hoping to escape the Kurokama clan's clutches, but all we had done was to lead ourselves into just another field of battle. We were handily defeated. Then all of a sudden we found ourselves stranded in the backstreets of T Corp upon our waking. The bizarreness of such an experience can only be described as an expression just as odd. Ah, mentor bamboo-headed Kim. Her eyes suddenly widened mid-sentence. Angdu leapt from her seat. I believe that our mentor remains here still. We must make haste to Yongjin building. Be not so hasty. Such wild movements may tear the wounds that I have. Blah. It's no surprise that a sudden rise in blood pressure and looted blood supply will cause one to faint. She has merely lost her consciousness. You were right, manager. She did have some useful intel for us. Yongjin building. I suppose we have some business here then. Maybe, but I'm not sure. I don't know what this has to do with our mission, if any. Or maybe it's that library that we should. Danger, danger. Bunch of people in Mephi's way, swinging swords around, black clothes. Passengers move out. Perfect Mephistolis. Executive manager. They appear to be Kurokama clan's reinforcements. Well, what can we do? We'll have to think about this later. For now, we'll take care of the reinforcements. How far in ruin are you? I'm not very far. I was gonna catch up on Limbus first, and then once I'm caught up on everything, then I was gonna switch back. But yeah, we'll just do this one, and then we'll take a break because we played about 2 hours, and I'm out of Enkevallen. So.
앞에 무방비해진 개체가 있네요. 우리 그래서 남기겠죠. 이 틈을 놓친 것, 관리자님의 역량에 대한 계산을 재검토해야 할지도 모르겠군요.
깨달았나?
직원들이 우세한 환경에
직접
있습니다.
알게 함이라.
관리자님이 제 말을 집중해서 듣고 있었다는 결과겠죠. 이런 과정들을 통틀어
Same here, but people tell me to do Runa before instead. I get that it happens. I get that it happens before
내 죄는
효율적인
내가
대처로
알아서
Limbus. So
참고로
if you guys think I should go back to Library of Runa first, I can do that.
목을 내놓고 있도록.
Do you guys think I should do Library of Runa before I start playing this? Like play Library all the way through? Because from what I hear, it can take a while.
목을 내놓고 있도록.
That's the only reason why I decided to start Limbus first, because like this is the story I wanted to see, even though Library probably has like a lot of really cool stories in it. If I can't get to it, then, or if it takes too long to get to, then it might be a while, you know?
그 오물을
Punch, 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 punch. I'm up to date with Limbus right now, and I haven't played Library of Runa, but there's a lot of mentions in Runa and Limbus. Yeah. Oh, that's charge.
직접 알게 함이라.
I mean, I think I should still play it though, because I fear that I might miss some context.
그 오물을
I don't think it's super important, but I think it could help enhance your experience, you know?
내가 알아서 처리.
Like if I went back to it might not be as good. Even if it does, it's nothing significant. I hear the Library of Runa story is like quite significant.
착각하지 마라. 해파.
Yeah, I don't have enough of this. So I think we'll call it here for the day. Did the day turn over already? Oh, it did. We'll do our single rolls. The day rolls over at 5, so. Anything? Nothing. Anything? Nothing. Maybe someday. We'll also put in the excavations, so we get bonus this.
무지 외에 암흑은 없나니. 아, 그 뒤가 뭐더라?
이 정도면
Just gives us a thread. And then do the past missions. And this I can always just do later. Claim our dailies. And yep, I think that does it good for me today, you guys. I'll continue some more Limbus Company tomorrow. I think we'll finish just this part, and then I'll finish the mirror dungeon, because I have one more to do, I believe. I think I have... Yeah, I have to do one more to get my weekly bonuses. So we'll finish that up, and... Well, actually, I might finish this on Billy Billy or something. Since I won't spoiler it, but the city after the game was in sheer chaos. I can imagine. That happened after Lobotomy Corp too, though. It seems to end with everybody not getting what they want. Pretty sure Limbus is seen as a side thing, mostly for world building. Level Corp and Runa are the main story. They're referenced to Limbus, but they're not largely present. I thought it was the other way around, because this is the ongoing story. Anyways, yeah. I think we're good for today, because I literally cannot progress further unless I just do this stuff. But I might just do this stuff on the side, because it's just like grinding, you know? But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate having you guys around. I will see you guys all later. If you guys want to see some more IDV action, though, I'll be streaming again tonight at 8 o'clock. We'll also be doing some other stuff. We'll be doing the what's it called? Copycat custom mode. So If Limbus were an actual garbage, by the way. Huh? Oh. I see. Anyways, thank you for hanging around. I'll try to make some videos tomorrow. I appreciate you all. Love you all. Mwah! Have a great rest of your day if I don't see you later on. And I will see you guys all some other time. Probably tomorrow or maybe